exclusive insight into the world of Badger athletics. This is Wisconsin Huddle. Here's Andrew Banstra.
Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison for week 3 of the Wisconsin Huddle. I'm Andrew Banstra with WISC TV. Thrilled to be joined by this guy, Wisconsin football safety Austin Brown. Austin, first off, thank you so much for being here. And second off, how are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Thanks for having me, of course. I have a pulse, like I said before, so I'm doing all right. I'm doing good.
And it's a bye week, so things are maybe a little bit more chill. We'll get into that later, but maybe a little bit more time to relax and recover. We're going to try to get to know who Austin is off the field. We know Austin on the field as the safety that hits harder than anybody else, intercepts the footballs, you name it, but we want to get you to know Austin as who he is under the helmet, and for that, we're going to play a game we like to call Two Truths and a Blitz. So Austin is going to pretend like all 3 of the things that I'm going to say are true, and we want you in the crowd to spot which one is the lie. So first off, Austin's first love was basketball. He scored more than 1,000 points in high school in the state of Illinois. Quite the hooper, you'd say?
Yeah, back in the day. Yeah, for sure.
Dunking a little bit, maybe?
Maybe, yeah. I had some bunnies.
Okay. Secondly, Austin won the Illinois Junior Cornhole Tournament 6 times growing up, with legendary bags player Matt Guy saying, quote, "This kid was born to bag."
Yeah, really since I could walk, I can really remember playing bags. My dad got me into it. My mom was really big into it growing up, and kind of just came natural, but it's one of those things growing up in Southern Illinois, there ain't much to do, so go outside, toss some bags with the boys, it's a good time.
You can't beat it. And I think especially, too, in Wisconsin, people love the sport. Thirdly, there was an argument amongst the coaching staff when Austin was getting recruited by the Badgers. The defense wanted him to play defense, which he did in high school, but he also played offense and did it really well in high school. The, at the time, receiver coach for Wisconsin said, quote, "I have a crush on him," to the point where he really wanted him to be playing offense. You remember that?
I do remember that, yeah. Shout out Coach Whitted, great guy. He wanted me to play offense, but I felt like I'd have more belief in myself playing defense, so that's where I went.
So all 3 of those we portrayed as true. We want you in the crowd to tell us which of those was the lie. Does anybody have any thoughts? What do you say?
I was 5 times, not 6 times, actually. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, no, I never. That's the blitz, the lie. Yeah.
But you sold that pretty well.
I tried to. I was trying to think of something like my dad plays, my mom does.
Yeah, I was sitting over here thinking, like, was that actually true? Like, and we'll get to it later in the show. Austin is really good at cornhole, maybe just doesn't have the trophies to show it. Let's talk a little bit more about basketball, though. One of the first times I met you, you kind of casually brought up, the first time I dunked XYZ, and clearly that's something you are good at. You mentioned it was your first love. How close were you to maybe choosing that over football?
Yeah, going into middle school, I was about 5, or going into high school, I was about 5'10". Only grew about 3 inches after that, sadly. But I thought I was going to be 6'8", and I was like, I'm going to Duke for sure. I only grew 3 inches after, and, I realized for someone that's only, 6'1", it's kind of hard to go to a higher level. You got to be extremely good, and I was from a smaller area. The AAU circuit wasn't as a big thing then, and I figured playing football, you get to hit people. You can use your athleticism. You don't got to be 6'8" to be good. And I figured, football was the route to go, and that's where I went. So I made that decision to focus more on football around my sophomore year of high school.
Well, he is doing very well now that he has chosen defense. When we come back, we'll talk about both sides of the ball when it comes to Wisconsin football, next on the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. This is the Wisconsin Huddle. I'm Andrew Banstra, thrilled to be joined by Wisconsin football safety Austin Brown. And Austin, the Badgers are coming off of a game that you'd probably like to forget. One against Maryland, where you go down 27-10 in the final in the Big Ten opener. As a team, maybe how do you rebound from a game like that?
Yeah, you got to go back, look yourself in the mirror. Like you said, whatever you put on film is who you are, so going into a bye week, we have a lot of time. We have this whole week to, you know, cut off all the loose ends, see what we got to do better schematically, you know, from an effort standpoint, if there is anything there, and, you know, kind of just flush it down the toilet this week and get ready for our next opponent.
And Austin's had a little bit of time to maybe digest what happened. We spoke with some of his teammates right after the game, and here's what they had to say.
I ain't gonna sit here and lie to you and say it's easy to take a loss like that. In a game that I think we should have came out here and won. So I mean, it's definitely hard, but you got to find a way to get over it and then worry about the next week.
You know, the emotion is just disappointment, frustration, anger about how we perform. And honestly, there's not much more than that. It's just really, really embarrassed about the product we put on.
We're used to people coming in here, and there's been a certain respect for, you know, this has been one of the hardest places to play, and to go out there and not make it feel like that at all is very disappointing. And it's definitely something we're going to take to the heart because this is our home and we didn't defend it well.
Now we shift gears into something a little bit more fun to talk about when we play a game we like to call Famous Faces. Austin, we've kind of hodgepodge together 5 different players, all defensive players, 4 Badgers, 2 of them were your teammates, 1 is a Packer, a current Packer. So I'm going to show you this set of individuals that maybe make up the ugliest face I've ever seen. You think so?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Oh, I got this all day.
All day?
All day.
All right, what do you think for the top?
All right, top, Keanu Ben.
Easy, right?
Easy money.
Is it the hair that gives it away?
Yeah. Second, Jim Leonard.
Jim Leonard, okay. Easy.
Jamar Fletcher.
Jamar Fletcher.
Okay, I don't smile anywhere. That's Hunter Wooler. Are you kidding? And then, is that Parsons?
It is.
Look at that.
Look at that. Are you a Packer fan? I mean, you're from Illinois, so I don't know.
Yeah, no, I'm actually a Seahawks fan.
Okay. Yeah.
So,
Fair enough.
yeah, I got good colors, and that's what made my initial decision when I was
Sure.
like 9 years old.
Yeah.
But,
Playing Madden.
yeah, and they have Legion of Boom, Earl
Yep.
Thomas, Cam Chancellor, all those guys. So big Seahawks guy.
When you talk about Jim Leonard, Jamar Fletcher, and Hunter Wooler, that's kind of Wisconsin greatness, greatest of the great at the position.
Yeah.
You know, how did you maybe learn from some of those guys? I mean, obviously one's a coach, one I would imagine you at least know, and Fletcher, and, you know, Wooler you played with, of course.
Right. You know, shout out Jamar Fletcher, Thorpe Award winner. I don't know. I've never really seen his highlights or nothing, but you know, he's one of the greatest here. And Coach Leonard obviously recruited me. Had a great college career, had a great NFL career. Very cerebral when he did, very smart. You know, so that's what I respected. And he was a small guy, very athletic though, and I like that. His effort and explosiveness was really nice to watch. And then Hunter was my guy. He's a great leader, very smart, very physical, and his presence out on the field when he would hit someone was something I took from him.
And Hunter gets drafted by the Colts, and you know, we know him to be the grittiest guy out there. He immediately gets that injury. It's the last thing you want to see, but you know he'll bounce back from that.
No, 100%. It's his rookie year. He's gonna play another decade in the league, so I think he'll be just fine. Just fine.
And speaking of bouncing back, we'll talk about what the Badgers are going to spend their bye week doing when we come back to the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with Austin Brown, and this is the Wisconsin Huddle. The Badgers are headed into a bye week, and normally you're just getting ready and, you know, all focused on one game, one Saturday. What does a bye week maybe change in terms of how you differ your preparation, and kind of, do you get more time to chill? I mean, in my mind, you get time to just lay down, you know, watch some TikToks, I don't know, whatever it is you like to do, play some cornhole maybe.
Right. No
Yeah.
doubt. You get some time off, yeah. Especially after the game, you get 2 days off. I mean, 1 day's off, the next day's meetings and all that, but it's an off day for us. Yeah, I mean, really for the older guys, kind of trying to take care of our bodies a little bit, letting the older guy or the younger guys get some more reps, you know, put some miles on their legs a little bit. But you know, yeah, we practice just as hard, and then you know, but we cut it down. So then Friday, Saturday we'll have off. Sunday we'll come in for meetings, and then Monday starts the work week again.
And when you're looking ahead to that schedule in October, it's one of the toughest in the country, and you guys knew that coming in. Do you even think about that slate, or kind of is it more about just getting better at the things that you guys do best? How do you maybe think about that month of October?
Yeah, I mean, if we don't focus on what we do best and what we got to improve on, I mean, that stretch doesn't mean nothing. You know what I mean? So we got to worry about where we are now, what we got to fix now, and then once that stretch comes, we'll be there.
And you wouldn't ever have to worry about anything about winning games if you had some of the things in this next segment that we're going to talk about, because in this week's Badger Banter, we're going to talk about if you could add a superpower to your repertoire. Every time you put on the pads, you could just go out there and have X superpower. What might it be? And I talked to your teammates about this same thing, and they had some great answers. What do you think you'd go with?
I would become the Hulk. I don't know what power you would say that is, but I mean, you get to turn into a guy that's 10 times your size and, you know, Hulk smash, baby. I'd be fine with that. That'd be nice.
Well, as good as that answer was, like I said, some of his teammates also had fantastic answers. Let's hear from what they had to say.
I'm going to say, like, double jump. So, like, if I'm running and there's, like, a linebacker in the hole, I could just jump and then jump again in the air over top of him so I cannot get touched. Probably that.
Teleportation, that's an easy one. I could just teleport right in the backfield to the quarterback. That'd be easy, you know, that way. Speed would be a good one, too. You could use that for a lot of things, too. But I'll say teleportation for sure.
I've always liked the idea of telekinesis or just being able to teleport, but I feel like that's, like, really unfair. So maybe something more realistic would be like superhuman strength as a fullback, so that would be pretty fun.
I think it'd just be able to predict the future, definitely. I mean, if you're able to predict the future, it's a lot of money there to be made, especially with the Powerball going on. Be able to win $1 billion, can't complain about that, but I think predicting the future would be pretty cool. Or just, even for me, another superpower, knowing every kick's gonna go in. Like, if I could make every kick, I'd make a lot of money as well, so probably those for sure.
Welcome back into Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with Austin Brown. And Austin, before the season, The Athletic every year puts out what they call their Freaks List, or the 100 most freakishly athletic or strong or what have you players in college football. And this year you landed on that list. Were you surprised? Are you happy? Do you think that you should maybe be higher on the list? How did you maybe react when you saw that?
Yeah, no, I was excited. I feel like something I've worked hard towards, just my athletic career, just trying to be a freak, I guess, in that sense, and that to be recognized was really cool.
So you had said before that you would say pound for pound, you're the strongest player on this Badger team. Is that right?
I think so.
Okay.
I do. I don't know how the weight distributes throughout and all, but I feel like for, weighing, 210, 215, I feel like I'm the strongest, yeah. What
are your best lifts, would you say?
Best squats, like 685. Bench isn't the best, like 365.
Oh, that's it? I mean, come on.
It's not a lot. Yeah. Best deadlifts in the summer, I did 605 for 3, so I don't know what that maxes out to, which was cool. But, and then running, I ran a 4.4 flat, which is neat. Had a 41-inch vertical, and jumped like 10.8 or something like that in the broad jump. So I feel like athletic, strength-wise and being an athlete, I think, I am, the best on the team in that sense. But there's some guys give me a run for my money. There's a lot of them. But, I'm going to take myself. Why not?
And what else goes into that, to building, trying to be the freakishly athlete that, you say you are, and you certainly are? Is it just the gym? Is it also cooking? Let's say that one of us up here was training for a half marathon and wasn't, even losing any weight, hypothetically, right? Hypothetically. Would it be because I haven't changed my diet at all? Like, how much of that goes into this equation? How much do you put into the kitchen side of things?
Yeah, there's I don't know the percentage I'd say goes into what I eat, but I'm very aware of what I eat. I can kind of get away with eating certain things that not everyone could eat, I guess, or get away with. But I probably focus 85 to 90% of my ideology around eating. I feel like you got to fuel the machine. If you show up to a game or a workout, with not enough carbs or quick sugars, in your body, you're gonna burn out really quick. So that's something that's important too. But there's a lot goes into it, and something that sucks for some people, I guess, is or stinks for some people is genetics. You got to have that, and God bless me with 2 parents that are really athletic, so that kind of helps my side of things. But but aside from genetics. You can work really hard in the weight room or in the kitchen, and then you can get everything you work for.
Well, when we come back, we kind of talked a little bit about Austin and his cornhole abilities. When we come back, we'll put those to the test next on the Wisconsin Huddle. Welcome back inside Jay's Bar here in Madison. I'm Andrew Banstra with Austin Brown, who we joked earlier was a 6-time state champion at the junior level in cornhole, and turns out you are actually pretty good at the game.
Oh, well, I appreciate it. Like I said before, I think you're being nice, but I have my moments. You know, I mean, I heat up sometimes. I cool down a lot. Very streaky, I would say, but you know, it's not my my best sport by any means, but I have fun.
Well, I had no choice but to say he's pretty good at it because, spoiler alert, he beat me. Let's take a look at that.
Are you pretty good at this?
I'm all right. I'm decent. I'll say that.
Fair enough. Well, we'll find out. I know I'm not very good, so I guess we're going to find out just how good we are. You go ahead, go first. We got the bag, the W and the Bucky logo.
Sweet.
We're on the board. I mean, oh!
Let's go. Let's go.
So if you could design any alternate jersey, what would it look like? Yeah, a Badger jersey.
It'd be a blackout jersy, for
Yeah?
sure. Yeah, I think that'd be very sick. We have a lot of black accessories like cleats, gloves, stuff like that. So I think a blacked out jersey would be tough.
You see, I told you I go right, left. This is where I switch to the left.
You switch it out? Okay.
Yeah. When it comes to like outdoor fun games like this, for me, I think pool basketball has to be number one. But what are some of your favorite, like, you're out of, you know, it's a summer day, you're out with your friends, like, what are you doing to have fun?
Cornhole's up there for sure. My buddies back at home are going outside, blacktop basketball.
Yeah.
We grew up doing that, and that's something, you know, if I have time to do it now, I'll go back to it.
No, for sure. 3?
Yeah.
So 4-4.
Jeez, all right.
Are you even allowed to, like, play pickup basketball?
A little bit in the off season.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the time we have for it, really. Biggest thing now is I'm not trying to get hurt playing pickup.
Sure.
And then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. 10 years when your playing career is over, are you going to be like a rec league basketball guy? Like,
if my knees allow it.
Fair
you know
enough.
what I mean?
Yeah.
The back's doing good. The joints are feeling okay, probably.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
So when it comes to trophy games, how much more do those mean to you know, this group in particular? You guys have a lot of leadership and some guys that have been here for a few years.
Right. It means everything to us. It's something that Wisconsin, you know, we pride ourselves on, and obviously we've been lacking that area for, you know, a couple years now, especially after last season. So something that we look forward to, and something that motivates us every day.
Is there one in particular that you need to beat more than another? Is it Minnesota, I would imagine, or?
Yeah, definitely. But you know, when it's game week for whatever the opponent is, I mean, that's our main focus. But you know, Minnesota, I think, obviously, is the one that's up there.
For sure. That's huge.
I don't even know.
I think that does it.
That's a W, huh?
I believe it, right? Is it?
Yeah.
I think it is.
It is, I guess. Yeah.
Well, as you know, we're not huge math guys, but we know enough math to know that Austin won this round of Wisconsin Huddle Unleashed. For him, that was quite the game. I mean, I don't know the final score. I just know you won.
Oh, I appreciate it. Yeah. No, it was a lot of fun. Like you said, a lot of good combos going on. But yeah, and I'll take the win.
Well, it turns out, as you can see, Austin is way better at cornhole, at least than I am. Thank you so much for joining us for another episode of the Wisconsin Huddle. We'll see you back here, same time, same place next week. For Austin Brown, I'm Andrew Banstra, and this has been the Wisconsin Huddle. Austin, you want to break us down?
I got you. I'm going to say stack days on 3.
All right.
1, 2, 3.
Stack days. We'll see you next week.
That was awesome.
Let me first man.